everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. On the table in front of us is an absolutely insane knife. Now, I wasn't sure whether I was going to review this or not, because it is very big and it is not so much my type of knife. This is more of a therapeutic edges style, or size, I should say. But he wasn't super happy with it, I have to tell you that. Now, me, you know, it fits well in my hand for the size. I mean, it is comfortable. But Therapeutic just ran out of the bedroom here. He's dancing in front of me. This is the Hoback Summit, you guys. These run for $625. What are you going to get with it? Well, your blade's going to be M390. Your scales are going to be titanium. You do have a milled, you know, kind of milled clip. It is a right or left-hand carry knife, so that is always nice. Your thumb studs on this are going to be adjustable, so you are able to change your position on your thumb stud. Now, this is way too big for me. I can roll it, but I cannot flip it, and part of that is because the thumb studs are, you know, I'm going to readjust my camera here. Hang on one second. All right, sorry about that, guys. I wanted to get a little further out, so I am not doing this off camera. Now, as I said, I can flip it as long as I open it up. The thumb studs are a little bit far away from me. Now, I would prefer to have them down lower because it would be easier. And again, that's just because my hands are so small. But comfort-wise, you know, to me, it's a pretty darn comfortable knife in hand. And maybe it's just because it's just such a good handful on it. As I said, you are going to be getting M390 blade. You got the tie scales. You do have a somewhat milled clip, and it is a right hand, left hand carry. So it is ambidextrous for the lefties out there. It is going to be a frame lock, as you can see here. And as I said, you do have the adjustable thumb studs. I like adjustable thumb studs because for me, when the knife is larger, I need to adjust my thumb studs further forward. Now, you're not going to be able to go super far forward, but you are going to be able to move forward a bit, which is very, very nice for me. As I said, I cannot, I mean, I'm going to cut my hand open if I try to flip this one. It is this way, and you know, my hand is 3 inches wide. It is way more than a handful. And you can see here, I mean, I can, you know, get another 3 fingers on there. So for those of you with the larger hands, this would be a wonderful knife. For me, it really is, you know, almost too much for me. Now, your handle length or your blade length alone is going to be just over just over 4¼ inches. And I mean, you're getting 4¼ inches of cutting edge on that. So that is pretty darn good. Your closed length. Our closed length is going to be 5.5 inches. Which is going to give you an overall of just over 9½ inches. They call it 9.7. So you can see, I mean, you might as well be almost 10 inches there. For comparisons, let's take a look at it next to the Rat 1 here. I consider this a large knife. So to me, this is an XL knife, right? Obviously, because it is way, way bigger. We can take a look at that next to the Presidio. And as you can see, again, we are still talking a much larger knife. And let's take a look at it next to some smaller knives. How about the Spyderco Delica? The Delica 4, by the way. Look at the difference in that. I mean, this just is tiny. For those of you that may not have that, but you have a bug out, let's take a look at it next to the bug out. So as you can see, it is what I'm going to call ginormous knife. Now, as I said, this is something that a therapeutic edge, size-wise, is good for. But something about the knife that he just, you know, he wasn't exactly super happy with, which is different. You know, it's a different, I think it's because maybe the different blade shape. Maybe the ergonomics on the handle. I don't know what it is. As I said, even though the handle is very big, and it's a heavy knife, you guys, this weighs 8½ ounces, so that is a pretty heavy knife. To me, it is pretty well balanced. And I do like that. As I said, it is pretty comfortable in hand. Now, maybe it's because it's so big and the handle's so big that the clip, even though it's got a bit of a ramp to it here and here, it's not bothersome for me. I do like the blue, the pop of blue here on the pivot and the clip. I think that's kind of nice. You see that? That gives it, you know, a little bit. And that seems to be kind of the thing, is the titanium with the blue anodization on those. But, yeah. You know, if this was smaller, that does have a really great sound to it. Now, again, I cannot flip this because it's just not the right spot, but to flip that out is just awesome. Now, I do believe this came from, I want to say this came from Scott Big Bore Williams. Big Bore Knife and Gear loaned this to us to check out. But he's got giant hands too. So ergonomically, the way the blade is shaped, I do like that because it allows for some really good long cuts when you can pull through on it. It's got a great tip to it, so you can do some really good stabbing on that one. But again, for me, this would have to be a smaller knife. So larger hands, this is absolutely wonderful. For me, for the smaller hands, this doesn't work so much. I would absolutely love one of these in a smaller size. I think a smaller size would be so awesome. I would absolutely love that. Aesthetically, I like the way it looks. I love the titanium on it. I love the blade on it. Really, the one thing that I'm not liking is just the size. It's very well centered. It looks great. You guys can see my hand. I got a blood blister. I was teaching my son how to change the oil in his car and pinched my hand. Anyways, so you guys, that has been a review of the Jake Hoback Summit. Again, these do go for $625. Thank you to Scott, who is the one, I believe, loaned it to us for review. I really appreciate it. I wish I had more to say about it, but again, this is not something that I can really carry because of its enormous size. But hey, if you guys are listening, make us a smaller one for the ladies. We would love it. That would be absolutely awesome. If you guys could do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. I'd really appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you here all the time. And as always, feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment section. You know I like talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.